프리슬라비츠에서 무슨 일이 있는 겁니까? 프리비슬라비츠에서 무슨 일이 있는 겁니까?
Can I be of service to you, Sidovish? I've heard talk that something is going on in Pribyslavitz.
Henry, you've come at just the right moment. I sent a man to Pribyslavitz. My locator, Marius.
What's a locator?
A land allocator. I charged him with checking on the condition of the settlement to see if we can start rebuilding it.
You're planning to resettle the village?
Yes,
Why Pribyslavitz of all places?
because it's been lying fallow and falling into ruin since it was sacked by Havelmetic years ago. It's about time that changed.
Well, it should be safe there now. We trounced that rabble on the battlefield.
Yes, and that's why I sent my master locator there. However, he should have been back long since.
If you've no objection, I could go and look for him.
I'd appreciate that. He probably just got delayed. But I'd be happier if you checked it out. May the Lord watch over you.
이게 뭐예요? 그게 뭐 어쨌다는 거죠? 어디로 가야 하오? 프리슬라비츠가 어디야? 여기? 이거 뭐 어쨌다는 거야? 이걸 하라고? 오케이. 프리슬라비츠로 가보세. 왜 여기서 오니 나? 자, 프리슬라비츠로 가보세. 여기를 재건한다고? 왜 재건하니? 여기서 뭐 어쩌라는 거니? 토지조사관을 찾으시오?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
내가 어떻게 알아요?
Yeah.
토지조사관이 어디 있는지 내가 어떻게 알아요? 여기 안에 있나? 미라야 뭐야? 내가 어떻게 알아요? 아무것도 없지? 여기 있니? 이거 어떻게 알아요? 도시조사관이 어디 있는지. 광대버섯. 누구야 쟤? 누구세요?
So, it's all clear to me now.
Boys, who are you? You've no business here.
I'm Henry, and I was expecting to find you here.
What? How could you?
Sir Divish's locator went missing around these parts.
Well, it seems like he's all out of luck, don't it? Divish also sent someone better than you to parley.
He didn't send me to parley, he sent me to deal with it.
Deal with it. There's plenty of us, and you're on your own. So I'd think twice about how you're gonna deal with that.
먹고 싶구나.
Let him go, right now. Or you can stay here and feed the crows, like the rabble who were here before you.
Alright. No need to be hasty, eh? Well, we'll be on our way then. Quietly. That fella's in the tent over there.
친척이 이렇게 나올 것이지. 어디 있다고? 센터 어디?
I'm being held captive.
너야?
Help.
이제 안전하오.
Thank you. My pleasure. Sir Divish sent me to find you, and it looks like I arrived just in time.
God's truth.
I'm Henry of Skalitz.
My name is Marius Bielek, Master Locator. Sir Divish sent me here to survey the area.
Well, the outlaws are out of the way, so we can go and report to him, right?
Not just yet. Those bastards caught me as soon as I arrived, and so far all I've seen is the inside of the tent they tied me up in. I still have a job to do. Although I won't see much in the dark. I'll have to spend the night. Though I doubt I'll get a wink of sleep after what happened. You sure there are no more bandits around?
You've nothing to worry about, unless you're afraid of hares.
Well, come to me after dawn and we'll look the place over together. I'll explain everything to you.
All right.
너가 할 일을 지금 나한테 떠넘기는 거지, 조사관.
Here I am.
Excellent. We can start inspecting the area right away to see what can be built where. Shall we get to it then?
I'll escort you then. At least I can make sure you don't get caught again.
What? Are there more of those bandits around?
No, I just meant... Never mind. Should we get going?
자, 가보세.
Huh?
This is a good spot for the rat house. Every village must have one. It'll be nice and prominent here. It's on the hillside, so the foundations will stay dry.
죽이면 어떻게 되는 거야?
It can have its own little square.
와우 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 와우. 죽이면은 퀘스트가 끝납니다.
This is a good spot for the rat house. Every village must have one. It'll be nice and prominent here. It's on the hillside, so the foundations will stay dry.
말이 많군요, 조사관님. 좀 쉬어야겠다. 혼자 조사하시게. 소식이 없는가? 혼자 얘기하고 있을 거야. 그럼 얘기를 하시게. 나 좀 쉬고 있겠다네. 어딨지? 여기까지 갔구만.
Yeah.
아직도 그러고 있니? 말이 참 많은 사내로구만. 좀 말이 많아. 어디로 갔니?
Yeah. Yeah.
자네는 참 말이 많구만.
Stone foundations. They'll come in handy, and we're close to the stream.
말이 참 많어. 말이 많은 아이구만. 어디 갔니 또?
Yeah.
That's that then. The most essential surveying is done.
말이 참 많구만. 뭐 어쩌라고?
So, Master Locator.
There's a long way to go before that. The few ruins that are left are basically beyond. It's all overgrown with brush.
Oh dear.
We'll have to get it all cleared before we can start rebuilding it.
So it is possible to rebuild everything,
Yes, absolutely.
but building a whole village is no small enterprise.
We'll need timber, lots of it, which isn't a problem in the middle of the woods. We'll have to hire wage labor to begin with. I think we should get started without delay. There's a lot of work involved. I can just imagine it. The church will dominate the whole settlement. Why wait? I'll head to Townburg right away. But would you keep an eye on things here in the meantime? It would be rather embarrassing to run into...
No problem. I'll be right here.
It shouldn't take us long.
기다려주지.
My lord, welcome to Pribyslavitz. That is to say, welcome back to Pribyslavitz after all these years. Well, what's left of it.
Not to worry, Marius. I'm glad to be back in my old hamlet. Although, it seems to have aged about as gracefully as I have over the years.
I beg to differ, sir. It's quite dilapidated, unlike your good self, but at least it's safe now. Thanks in part to Henry here, who also saved me from a predicament that cost me valuable time.
당연한
Who
말씀.
knows? If it hadn't been for him, we might not even be talking now.
Well, lad, in the end, you managed things in your own way, I see. Just as you said you would.
I did my best, sir. Well, to begin with, they wouldn't hear a word about letting Master Marius go. Of course, the clink of silver is the only language the likes of them understand.
They're a perfidious rabble.
True, sir, and greedy with it.
물욕에
Once a fat ransom
물든
down there. Well, I paid it from my own purse.
헨리.
I appreciate you doing everything you can to ensure the safety of my subjects. I don't know how much you had to pay.
Sir?
Henry shouldn't lose out for doing the best he could under the circumstances. Here, this ought to cover the cost. Let's get down to the matter in hand, shall we? What state is Pribyslavitz in?
600원 달달하고
in my official capacity as locator, I am gratified to inform you that the hamlet of Pribyslavitz may be renewed. And indeed it offers prospects of considerable expansion beyond its former limits.
Splendid. Finally, some good news for this province.
오구다.
And badly needed, too.
So, what have you discovered so far? I want to know all the details. It seems things are finally looking up. We routed the bandits in battle, and Henry took care of the remnants. When can we get to work?
Right away, as far as I'm concerned. All we need is people and the necessary funds. And we'll need someone
돈을
to keep
계속
order, at least in the
뺏기고
interim.
있는
True. I'll leave you some of my men.
할아버지입니다.
If I may, I would recommend quickly appointing a bailiff to take responsibility for the renewal of the village, its coffers and its citizens.
True. First things first. Since you understand these matters best, you shall take charge of the land parceling and building works. You'll be available to the bailiff, but answerable directly to me.
I'd be honored, sir. Thank you.
And, as regards the office of bailiff, what about you, Henry?
Yes, sir?
You've proven yourself well. You've demonstrated
떠넘기고
that you're
있어요,
capable of
할아버지.
solving problems, and you
600원을 더
command the
주시오.
respect of your former Skalitz neighbors.
Well, I'm not so sure.
And you're also capable of maintaining law and order.
I must concur.
So, let us expedite matters.
오락하지 마.
I hereby appoint you to the office of bailiff of the hamlet of
강제로
Pribyslavitz.
제 의견을 안 듣고요.
My lord, it's a great honor. Thank you.
You
하기
will
싫은데요.
oversee the initial renewal and administration of the village that will
제
set the
의견을 왜 안
ground for
들으세요?
further
저 하기 싫은데.
development. But don't imagine it'll be a bed of roses, lad. Being bailiff doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. If you don't treat the settlers rightly, I'll
하고
soon
싶다는
find
말
out
안 했는데.
and relieve you of your office. Besides, we can't spare a single groschen from the Talmberg coffers now.
600원이나
The
더
province
주세요.
in chaos. So, you'll have to cover the cost for the building work from your own purse.
Me? But Marius said it would cost a fortune.
True, but from what I hear, you know how to get your hands on coin enough.
뭐야 600원 주고
So,
5,000원을
I
받는다는
expect
거야
you'll
뭐야.
manage it just fine.
I'd like to know who's been spreading such gossip.
And I am assigning you certain specific tasks. You must ensure the rebuilding of the church. That means complete reconstruction, wall paintings, and a new altar. See to it that in the future, the village will be capable of supporting a certain number of people. For that, you will need to ensure the construction of essential artisans' buildings. And ultimately, the village must produce
이 건물
sufficient
그냥 헐어버리고 그냥
fund
아파트나
further
짓죠.
expansion.
But, sir, I've never done...
I understand your concerns, but you'll be handsomely rewarded.
대저택이라든지
I shall grant you the
비스텔이라든지
proceeds from the whole village for the first 5
아파트라든지
years. And you have my
호가집이라든지
permission to
뭐가
use the
좋든
surrounding woods and land as you
뭐가
see
됐든
fit.
간에 하나
Well,
짓죠.
that's, I mean... Are you sure I'm the right man for the job, sir? It's a lot of responsibility.
As you said yourself, Henry, it's a great
말이 많습니다, 여러분.
And now I must get back to my duties at Talmberg. Send word when everything is prepared.
Certainly, sir. Have a safe journey.
Farewell, sir.
저한테 떠넘기는 겁니까? 도대체가 이해가 안 되는 부분이고요. 가야 돼? 멀리도 가야 되구만. 내가 배달원이야 뭐야. 피하기. 너무 오래 걸려. 아우치. 장관이 여기 있었던가?
I have a document for you from Sir Divish. It concerns the renewal of
The village you drove those
Very same.
So it's true then. Good. Good. Let me see.
Here it is.
So what have we... It says I should announce that anyone interested may move to Pribyslavitz, and Sir Radzig and Sir Hanush also get... In that case, let's not waste any time. Come along with me. May the Lord watch.
방금 여기서 왔는데 또 가자고요 또? 아, 이메일로 보내지 뭐 편지 하나 때문에. 이메일로 보내. 걸어서 가는 거야 또 뭐야? 너무 오래 걸리세요.
Are permitted to move to the hamlet of Pribyslavitz, to the north of Talmberg Castle, wherein you shall be vouchsafed a new life and
아,
new
내가 말하겠다.
dwellings, providing that you shall contribute
아,
to the
그곳으로
renewal of the hamlet. All
이주하시게.
those who choose to accept this offer shall be exempted from payment of taxes for a period of 5 years. They shall be permitted also to make use of timber from the surrounding woods and water from the streams. The hamlet of Pribyslavitz lies in the domain of Sir Divish of Talmberg, and all who settle there shall be duty-bound to him. It is furthermore hereby announced that Henry of Skalitz is appointed to the administration of Pribyslavitz and the office of bailiff therein, which office
행정관이
and
말하고 있는데
privilege
구걸하고
have
있네,
been
저기서.
conferred upon him by Sir Divish for loyalty
뭐하니?
and services rendered. I would therefore recommend that our Skalitz friends consider this offer very seriously, as nothing better is likely to come your way anytime soon.
왜 왔어는 뭐야?
My respects to you.
Master Bailiff,
I should say so.
you look like you've got a lot.
Busy. I've had so many...
What's going on?
I've been given the task of putting some of the Skalitz refugees to work. It's not that there's a shortage of...
I understand.
The worst part is they won't tell you who really needs a job the most, but you might be able to help.
왜 시키는 게 많습니까?
They're like to be more honest with you, so you can find out who's in the most need. And you can decide for yourself who'll do what. Will you help?
If you need help, I'll do.
You're a godsend.
What kind of work are we talking?
Well, old Hagen is looking for a cook, and we need 3, actually 5.
A cook and 5 water carriers.
A little. We need...
What can you tell?
It's...
Sounds disgusting.
If all else...
What? And-
Farewell.
이렇게 시키는 게 많습니까? 본인이 직접 하면 되지. 마리우스와 또 대화를 하라고? 마리우스가 누군데? 마리우스가 누구야? 저기까지 가야 돼? 그냥 왔다 갔다 하다가 세월이 다 가는구만. 빨리 움직여. 피해야지 젠장.
야! 야!
빨리빨리 움직여. 예. 사람들이 여기 와서 살고 있군요, 이제. 소설을 읽고 있군요. 남들은 일하고 있는데 자기는 한가롭게 책을 읽고 있습니다. 이것이 지휘자야.
야!
아, 없었네.
야!
보세요.
Welcome back. What news from Ratai?
Well, the bailiff read Sir Divish's decree, and now I'm officially bailiff of Pribyslavitz.
Then allow me to congratulate you. What will be your first step?
First, actually, I'm not quite sure. What would you recommend?
As it happens, I already sought a few things in your absence. You might have noticed that the first people have come from Ratai.
Yeah, I saw some heading here right away.
So when they arrived, I was able to start clearing building plots with them. After they'd erected some temporary dwellings, that is.
What about the workers' wages and buying materials for artisans?
The money must be put in the trunk here. The expenditures for wages and materials will be taken from it. So you should keep it topped up to prevent delays. It reminds me, there's the matter of my own pay to be resolved.
Ah, yes, of course.
Sir Divish guaranteed me a fixed income. What's more, this job is an exceptionally big one.
I see. But how much are you thinking?
I have a record of payment here somewhere. Here it is. Let's say 1/4 more than that.
Well, as you said yourself, it's just a continuation of your work for Sir Divish, so I see no reason to change the conditions now.
Well, all right. It seems we understand each other. I agree.
Good. I'll put your wages in the trunk too. Are you sure it's quite safe?
Quite. Only you and I shall have a key and access to the trunk. Besides, we'll have guards on watch here.
Ah, that's reassuring.
That's about all to begin with. If you need any more details, I'll be happy to explain things to you.
I want to build something.
Certainly, Master Bailiff. What's it to be?
I'd like to build the rat house.
It's impossible. Check what you need in the ledger.
Let's start repairing the church.
It's impossible.
집
We'll have to...
It's impossible.
다 다 물건을 같아.
We need to.
It's impossible.
Trade is important.
It's impossible.
I'd rather not be. So, how am I doing with the village?
Let's see. You're still far from having the income you need to make the village. Well, the village isn't ready yet for the expansion, so the church is still in ruins. Doesn't create a good impression. We're on the right track.
All right.
내가 돈을 넣어야 돼? 천원 넣자.
I want to build some.
Certainly.
Let's start.
It's impossible.
Trade is important.
It's impossible.
빵집.
People have.
It's impossible.
내 돈
I'd rather
썼냐?
not be.
다 불가능하대. 천 원이야? 이거 비싸다. 거래소 진짜.
Trade is important.
It's impossible.
I'd rather not build.
뭐야? 거래소가 얼마야? 5,000원. 저 있는데. 그럼 야영지랑 길과 다리가 필요해? 야영지가 필요해? 야영지 진짜 일어서도 안 줘. 말 걸려니까. 왜 그래?
I want to build. We'll need woodcutter.
Very well. Come along with me. Once we're there, I'll oversee the building, so they don't botch anything.
진짜 이렇게 됐네요.
Yeah.
There's another unpleasant matter for you to handle.
Nothing too terrible, I hope.
That's for you to decide, Master Bailiff. As you know, the woods and everything in them belong to our liege lord. He gave you the right to make use of them. But as far as I know, no one else is allowed to hunt there.
Yeah, let me guess. Some of our fold are putting game on their tables from our woods, and I have to deal with them.
Just so. A case like this ought to be judged by his lordship himself, but I fear Sir Divish might be a little too strict in this matter.
So what are my options?
You can hand the poachers over to justice, let them off with a warning, or, of course, one can always turn a blind eye and leave it in the hands of God. What's your decision?
We'll confiscate the poached game and put the fear of God into the culprit so they don't do it again. No point in carrying it any higher. We should keep our own affairs in order.
A wise decision, Henry. I'll see to it.
왜 또 안 들어가? 먹고 싶어가지고 뛰어가네. 체크를 하고 싶구만.
Why are you creeping around like a footpad?
안녕하세요. 누구세요, 그냥? 여기 행정관이다. 모두 열심히 하도록. 전에 열심히 하라고 했지 않나, 내가. 열심히 안 하고 지금 밥 앞에서 배고플 때마다 먹으려고 지금. 얼마 안 된다네. 네, 왜 일을 안 하지? 안 하면 죽어야지. 야, 행정관이다, 내가. 내가 여기 행정관이다. 하하하.